He's finally here, LowKey TV, the first ever TV network for introverts. All the content that you've been seeing me post has been leading up to this moment. If you've been following me on TikTok, then you know I launched about a week ago. I launched my website, I made a video about it, but I wanted to make this YouTube video so I can go into more detail about what LowKey TV is, what inspired it, and what's the future of LowKey TV, and how you guys can get involved so that we as introverts can finally unite. So make sure to stay tuned until the end of this video so that you can find out everything you need to know about LowKey TV. What is LowKey TV? It's a subscription-based video on-demand platform. Essentially, it's a streaming service, so you can watch whatever you want, whenever you want. Think of it like a Netflix or a Hulu, but a more niche version. I'm creating my own TV network, and if there's ever a better time to support a Black-owned business, now is the time. The great thing is that I'm not trying to cater to everyone. I'm on a very specific mission with a very specific purpose. I know exactly who my audience is, which is the introvert community. That doesn't mean that if you're an extrovert or you fall somewhere else on the spectrum that you can't watch these films for entertainment or educational purposes. Okay, maybe you're an extrovert and you have an introverted friend, or you're in a relationship with an introvert, or maybe you just like good content, okay? But I just want to make it clear that the primary function of LowKey TV is to empower introverts. Every story that you see on LowKey TV will feature an introverted or quiet character as the protagonist, which is the main character. And just like any story, that protagonist has conflict that they need to overcome. That's what makes a good story. And I don't want this platform to be preachy or feel like it's trying to push an agenda. It's always going to be entertainment first. The introvert piece of it is just the foundation upon which to build. I'm trying to build awareness around the introvert experience. Now, I do have my own production company, so since we're just starting out, you're gonna see a lot of my own films on there. But as we grow, we're gonna have content from filmmakers all across the world. I'm at a place now where I just wanna collaborate with as many people as possible. Writers, actors, producers, directors. And for those of you who invest in me and my platform, a large portion of my profits will go back to you to compensate you for your work and to give you as much exposure as possible. What inspired LowKey TV is that whenever I watched the TV show, my attention always gravitated towards the quiet character. They were always the most intriguing to me because I felt like they had a lot of layers to peel back. I could relate to that personally. Unfortunately, rarely do we ever see shows that dive deep into the storylines or the backstories of quiet and introverted characters. Usually, the quiet characters are more in the background, they're never really the hero. A lot of times we're portrayed as shy, rude, awkward, having low confidence. And for the shows I do know that feature quieter, introverted-like characters, they're usually psychos or killers or stalkers, okay? But that's a false narrative that's being built. And it's only really showing the perception of how they perceive us. But we haven't really told our side of the story yet. It's time that we change that narrative because I know a lot of introverts that aren't that way, including myself. As most of you already know, and for those of you who don't, an introvert is simply someone who recharges by spending time alone. They focus more on their inner thoughts rather than seek external stimulation. It doesn't mean that they don't have social skills. It doesn't mean that they're not confident. So one of my goals for LowKey TV is simply to educate people. There's a lot of confusion about what an introvert is, even within the introvert community. But I think that's because of what they've seen out there in the media. The goal of LowKey TV is to show the full spectrum of being an introvert. Yes, there are a lot of challenges that come with being an introvert. I know firsthand because of the society that we live in, but there's also a lot of positives to being an introvert that needs to be explored. There's a lot of things and value that we can bring to the table. As you know, a lot of what we see in the media carries over to real life. So because so many people see bad stereotypes about introverts when it comes to things like work and personal relationships, we as introverts often get the short end of the stick. But more often than not, when people get to know us over time, when they peel back those layers, they're usually like, wow, you're like the coolest person I ever met. Another reason that I started LowKey TV is because I just want to have a bigger impact now. As a lot of you know, I started my journey on TikTok posting introvert content. I was successful at growing a large following, and it's just been rewarding in a lot of ways. I made a lot of friends on TikTok, a lot of other introverts. I partnered up with a lot of brands and done partnerships and stuff like that. Things that I didn't think were possible. I've also just grown a lot as a person. I've gotten a lot of education about myself, and now I know where I want to be 5 to 10 years from now. I'm also at the point now where I'm ready to branch out into other social media. YouTube is a big one for me. We're closing in on 1K subs, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. I'm also on Pinterest, by the way, if you want to check me out on there. Long form content in general though has just been a struggle for me. I'm not really used to talking a lot in my videos. I think it's one of the reasons why I held off, from making YouTube videos for so long. But now I'm up for the challenge. I'm gonna push myself to be uncomfortable. Even filming this right now, trust me, it's not easy. So yeah, YouTube is pretty much the next step along the way, but all of it is leading back to LowKey TV. I'm ready. I've never been so ready before. So I hope that you guys can come along on this journey with me. As much as an impact that you can have with social media, I also started to learn all the limitations that can come with it. If you don't really have a clear goal of why you're posting on social media, if you're just posting to post, you're definitely gonna lose the passion over time. You have to have a clear direction. I see it happen so many times. A lot of creators, they'll grow a big page, get millions of followers, be posting every day, and suddenly they'll just kind of stop posting, post every once in a while, and you can see it. They lost their passion. They didn't know what direction to head in, so you really have to dig deep and know your why. And so I'm thankful to know my why, and I know why I'm building all of this. And with every piece of content that I create, I'm always going to have the why in the back of my mind, which is LowKey TV, knowing that I'm making a difference. Social media can also be a distraction in a lot of ways. For me, I've never been one of those people that just scrolling just to scroll, seeing what other people are doing. I never really cared about that. I know a lot of people struggle with that. They start making comparisons. They see other people who are successful, and then they look at their own situation and start to question, why they aren't there, or just feel bad about themselves, But for me, when I'm scrolling sometimes, it's just because I'm looking for a piece of content that inspires me. Sometimes that can take 1 hour, 2 hours, and I'm like, wow, this is time that I can really use on building my foundation, on building my business. So you really have to protect your time and protect your peace as well, because there are times when, I wake up, I'm in a really good mood, and, I open social media, and then I'll see something that, is negative, or read something that just kind of throws me off a little bit. You really got to be careful with that. Ideally, you want to spend as little time as possible on social media. And like I said, it's more of a means to an end. You can't look at it as the end all be all. You want to really embrace the reality around you and figure out how you can make the most of it. Another thing about social media is that it's never really a stable income. You can make a lot of money from it. You can make life-changing money from it. But just keep in mind that you are always at the mercy of the algorithms. The algorithms are always changing. The rules, the guidelines on the platform are always changing. How the revenue is distributed amongst the creators is always changing. So one day you could be making this amount of money, and because of one little change, your income could be split in half. So those are things that you have to think about when you're thinking long term. That's one of the reasons why I decided to make my own platform as well. But more so, I wanted to create a real long-term committed relationship with everyone out there who's watching. I don't want to have my attention split between TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. I wanted to build a home base that everyone can go to and know exactly where to find me and know exactly how to support me. I want to create a place where you guys can go to and interact with one another, to get to know each other over time, to support each other. If you guys have businesses as well, I want to support you. LowKey TV is going to be that place where we can grow together. Why TV, Dre? Why choose this medium to start your business? TV is something I've always been passionate about. I'm a writer, I'm a producer, I'm a director. I studied film and TV in college, and right after I graduated, I moved out to Los Angeles to work in the Hollywood entertainment industry. I've had a lot of different jobs in Hollywood. I've been working in Hollywood for almost a decade. I've worked at production companies, studios, networks. I've helped develop, write, sell TV shows and features. So I'm very knowledgeable about this subject, and I know how to craft a good story. Then a few years ago, I got into social media and entrepreneurship. And so I started growing pages on Instagram, and I experienced firsthand, how much success you can have building an audience online from home. And so it started to feel like a more efficient way for me to build a brand and to get my portfolio of work out there. So LowKey TV is really just the fusion of my passion for film and television and my passion for social media, you know, just coming together. I think entertainment is changing in a lot of ways, you know, in terms of format and in terms of where people's attention is going to. I think that we as creators, we're living in an amazing time where you can build your own platform and have more creative control over what you put out there. So that's a big reason why, you know, LowKey TV was started. The future of LowKey TV, well, let me tell you, this isn't just a pastime or something I do every once in a while. No, I am fully committed to this. Any time that I have is gonna go into building this platform, into making it, you know, a big thing that changes a lot of lives and changes the narrative around introverts. When things get tough, you know, I'm gonna work even harder to get this going. This is truly what I'm passionate about. This is truly an extension of myself. So I hope that you guys can invest in me as much as I'm investing into this, because I am so serious. I cannot even describe it in words. I don't have resources right now like, you know, a lot of other people do, but you know, you got to start somewhere. Right now the focus is on building a bigger library of things for you guys to watch, from web series to shorts to feature films to documentaries. I want to have a diversity of genres: action, comedy, horror, sci-fi, you name it. As we grow and build a foundation, I definitely am going to have an app for LowKey TV so that you guys can have easier access to it. I envision this as a big TV network with millions of subscribers. I'm the first person to ever create a TV network for introverts, so I believe that with your support, we can do something that's never been done before. For so long, we've let extroverts speak for us and craft our stories, but that time is over. Now is the time for us to tell our side of the story. A lot of us go around and say introverts unite. Well, now is the time to actually do that. I can definitely use your support. I don't have a studio, I don't have the equipment I need. I'm truly starting from scratch, but that won't be the case forever. And I know that. Again, if we come together and we help build this thing together, I truly believe that we can make films on LowKey TV that is going to reach and inspire the entire globe. So if you want to subscribe to LowKey TV and make a difference in the introvert community, please go check out my website, lowkeytv.com. You can find it down below in the description as well. That's going to take you to my website. There's a 7-day free trial. You can give it a test run to see if you like it. If you aren't ready to subscribe to that, that's okay. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel as well and follow my journey, follow the growth of my TV network. Other than that, you know, I just want to thank everyone for watching. If you stay to the end, you're gonna see a lot more videos coming out, and I'll be posting some little teasers and clips and like that from shows that I'm working on. So yeah, I'm excited, guys. I hope you guys are excited too. I hope to see you guys on there. Let me know in the comments if you're excited about LowKey TV. Let me know if you subscribed or if you're going to subscribe. Some of you guys have already subscribed to LowKey TV, so that's been great so far. The future is bright. Let's do this. Introverts unite. Thank you guys. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.